When I opened my eyes, I was in Lola Rosa's old Nipa house, the one the typhoon took years ago. But now it was bright, warm, alive. The wood smelled like sun. The air felt like peace. It was so real, I wanted to cry. I looked around and there, he was sitting at the bamboo table, a man I had never seen, but somehow I knew him. His skin was like ours, his eyes deep and gentle and sad all at once, like he saw every tear I ever hid, every scream I ever swallowed. He smiled and nodded and said in clear Tagalog, "Sit down, Miguel. I have been waiting for you." I felt my knees shake. I wanted to scream at him. Where were you when my cousin was killed? Where were you when Lola drowned? Where were you when we went hungry and the world burned? Where were you when I lost hope, when I stopped believing? He nodded slowly, and tears blurred my eyes.
I was there, Miguel. I was there in every tear, in every silent night, in every fear you carried. I never left you, even when you couldn't see me.
That hurt to hear because it did not change the pain. I told him that is not enough people are still dying. Nothing changes. He looked at me with sadness.
It is not the answer you want, but it is the truth.
In a blink, we were no longer in Lola's house. We were above the world. I saw Manila's lights, jeepneys, the sea. I saw people crying, mothers holding babies, youth, begging for change, and I felt their fear, their anger. He said, "I want to show you something, Miguel, but it will hurt." I saw leaders in dark rooms arguing, signing papers, and above they were dark shadows whispering pride, power, revenge into their ears. I asked, "What are those?"
Those are demons, Miguel. They are real, and they know how to feed fear.
One man signed a paper. The demon smiled. I felt sick. I asked, "What did he just do?"
He just authorized the first nuclear strike.
And I saw missiles rising, burning cities. Manila, Tokyo, New York, turning to ash, children holding mothers, then nothing but dust. I screamed. I begged him to stop it.
I cannot stop it unless people ask me, unless they choose love over fear.
I shouted, "But you are God, you can stop it."
I can, but I will not force them. I will save them if they turn back to me together.
In that moment, I understood God was not forcing us to love him. He was waiting for us to choose him so he could save us before it was too late. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to watch the world end? I saw missiles rise from the ocean like fiery snakes. I saw the sky over Manila turn black. I saw children running barefoot through the streets, hugging each other before everything turned to ash. I saw fathers screaming for their families as the light consumed them. I saw mothers holding their children as fire engulfed the sky. Have you ever wondered what you would do if you had only seconds left? Would you pray? Would you hug the people you love? Or would you regret every moment you spent hating others? As I floated there, I could feel every scream, every heartbeat, every tear before silence fell over the cities. I saw Tel Aviv and Tokyo, New York, and even the islands I call home. I saw water boil, mountains shake. I saw darkness spread where the light once stood. I turned to him with tears streaming down my face, begging him to stop, to take it back, to make it all go away.
This is what happens when fear wins, Miguel, when pride and hatred guide decisions. This is what free will can create.
I asked him why he allows this to happen. How can he watch people suffer like this when he can stop it?
Because I will not force love, Miguel. I will not force peace. I will not take away free will. But I am ready to heal and save when my children call upon me together.
What would you do if you knew the world was headed this way? Would you continue to live for yourself? Would you continue to hate others because they have different beliefs? Or would you get on your knees and pray, not only for your family, but for your neighbors, for the leaders who can change this, for the broken world around us? He showed me groups of people all over the world, not just Christians, not just Catholics, but Muslims, Buddhists, people from all over holding hands and crying out for mercy. I saw light breaking through the darkness. I saw darkness screaming and running away when people prayed together with pure hearts. I saw walls of darkness breaking when people forgave, when people loved, when they stopped fighting and started kneeling.
Prayer is not just words, Miguel. It is a weapon of light every moment of love. And forgiveness is a victory over darkness. When people pray with faith, darkness loses its power.
Do you believe that prayer can change the future? Do you believe that your voice counts in a world that feels broken? What if the future is still undecided? What if you are part of what saves the future? I feel the weight of those souls, the choices, the fears, but I also see hope. I see that even in the darkest hour, when people come together in prayer, the darkness cannot win. And I know that what I see is not immutable. It can still be stopped. It can still change if enough of us choose love over fear. prayer over silence, faith over division. And when I look into his eyes, I know that he is not showing me this to scare me. He is showing me because there is still time, because you and I can still choose to change what is about to happen. What if I told you that the future of the world does not depend on presidents or generals, but on people like you, people who wake up tired every morning, people who are scared of tomorrow, people who think they are too small to matter? Would you believe it? What if I told you that prayer is more powerful than missiles? What if I told you that love can disarm darkness faster than any army ever could? Would you believe that your simple prayer whispered in your room could push back the darkness creeping into our world? As I floated above the earth, Jesus showed me something that changed everything. I saw people gathering in small groups, some in churches, some in mosques, some under trees in hidden places, some in crowded cities, some in small villages. They were holding hands, crying out not for themselves alone, but for each other. They were Catholics, Muslims, Protestants, Buddhists, young and old, men and women, rich and poor. It did not matter what they were wearing or what language they were using, because their hearts were united. They were asking God to heal their nations, to stop the hatred, to protect the children, to silence the demons whispering war into the ears of leaders. And I saw it. I saw shadows that had been feeding on fear and hate, shrieking and fleeing when these prayers rose. I saw them try to cover their ears, to block out the cries of people asking God for mercy. I saw darkness crack where love entered. I saw that prayer is not empty. It is light. It is fire. It is a force the darkness cannot stand against.
Every prayer is a strike against darkness. Miguel, every act of love sends light into places where shadows hide. Every moment you choose forgiveness over hate, you weaken the hold of darkness on this world.
I saw that when people fast, not just from food, but from anger, pride, and selfishness, when they give up hatred to serve others, when they choose to forgive people who hurt them, even if it is hard, it creates a ripple that pushes darkness back. I saw children forgiving parents. I saw neighbors sharing food. I saw old enemies embracing each other, tears in their eyes as they let go of the hate that had poisoned them for years.
Do you see, Miguel? This is the weapon of heaven. Love is the greatest power in the universe, and it is given freely to those who ask for it.
I saw leaders who were about to sign papers that would bring destruction stop for a moment when people prayed. I saw decisions that would have led to war crumble because people chose to pray instead of curse, chose to forgive instead of fight. I saw that the fate of nations was not in the hands of a few powerful men, but in the prayers of the humble and the love of the unseen heroes who choose faith when the world tells them to give up. Have you ever thought that your prayers are too small, that your love is too weak, that your faith is not enough? I saw that even the smallest prayer of a child, even the tears of a mother, even the quiet faith of a father working 2 jobs to feed his family, they matter in heaven. They are louder than bombs, louder than the threats, louder than the fear the world tries to spread.
Tell them, Miguel, tell them. I hear them. I see them. I know their struggles. Tell them, I am not far from them. Tell them that when they call on me, with faith darkness cannot win.
And in that moment, as I watched the prayers rise like light into the sky, I felt hope for the first time. I saw that it is not too late, that the future can still change if people choose to fight not with weapons, but with faith, not with hate, but with love, not with fear, but with courage. Do you want to be part of that change? Do you want to be the reason the darkness loses? Do you want to protect your family, your friends, your nation, your world? It starts with you. It starts with your choice to believe that prayer matters, that love is stronger than fear, that forgiveness is stronger than hate. Because while leaders argue and demons whisper, it is your faith, your prayer, your love that truly decides what happens next. Jesus turned to me, his eyes filled with love, and said,
This is why I am showing you, Miguel, because it is not too late. Because even now, heaven is ready to move when people pray together, when they forgive, when they love without condition, when they ask me to heal their land.
And for the first time, I realized that God was not looking for perfect people or religious experts. He was looking for people willing to pray, willing to love, willing to believe that the world can still be saved. Do you believe it can be saved? Do you believe your prayers matter? Would you be willing to pray not just for yourself, but for your city, for your leaders, for those you disagree with? Would you be willing to forgive someone you hate, to break the chains darkness uses to keep this world in? fear. As I looked down at the world, I saw the darkness losing in places where people prayed, where people chose kindness over cruelty, where people chose mercy over judgment. I stood there watching the world breathing in the pain of people who felt forgotten. I saw the fear in the eyes of fathers who had nothing left to give. I saw mothers praying for food for their children. I saw young people like me who wanted to give up because the darkness felt too heavy and the future felt too far away. And in that moment, I felt the weight of all of it pressing against my chest. I turned to him and asked, "Why me? Why would you show this to me? I am just a teenager. I am not a pastor. I am not a leader. I am not holy. I am angry. I am broken. I am tired. I do not even know how to pray correctly. Why would you ask me to do something so impossible?" He looked at me, and for the first time since I met him, he smiled and his eyes shone with a hope I could feel deep in my bones.
That is exactly why, Miguel. Because you are not perfect. Because you know pain. Because you have questions. Because you have felt anger and loss. And still, you are here willing to see, willing to speak, willing to love, willing to fight for others, willing to believe that there is still hope.
Have you ever felt like you are too small to matter? Have you ever thought you are too broken to be used for something bigger? Have you ever felt like your story does not matter? Like your voice is too quiet to be heard above the noise of the world? I felt that too, until I realized God does not choose people because they are perfect. He chooses them because they are willing.
Tell them what you saw. Miguel, tell them that heaven sees their hearts, not their labels. Tell them that I love them, even when they doubt, even when they feel unworthy, even when they think they have failed. Tell them that their prayers are powerful. When they pray together, darkness cannot stand.
I felt the air change around me. As he spoke, it was as if the light itself was breathing around us. I felt warmth, peace, purpose, and I knew that this was not about religion or politics or who was right or wrong. This was about saving the world from a darkness that is real and waiting to destroy everything we love, and that the only way to stop it is not through hate, but through prayer, through love, through faith that moves mountains.
Tell them, Miguel. Tell them that they are loved, that they are seen, that they are not forgotten. Tell them that I hear every prayer, every whisper, every cry in the night. Tell them that I am ready to heal their hearts, to heal their nations, to stop what is coming. If they choose to come together.
I felt a panic rise in me because I did not want to leave that place of peace. I did not want to go back to a world that felt so heavy, so broken, so cruel. Too dark, I am not strong enough. He placed his hand on my shoulder and I felt strength I had never known before, and he said gently,
I know it is hard, Miguel. I know it hurts. I know the world feels heavy. But if you do not go back, who will tell them? Who will warn them? Who will remind them that they are not alone?
I asked him, what if they do not believe me? What if they laugh at me? What if they call me crazy and ignore everything I say? What if I fail? He looked at me and the kindness in his eyes felt like a promise.
Some will not believe, but some will. And that might be enough. Tell them that I am calling them back to me. Tell them that I am not angry at them. Tell them that I love them, even when they cannot feel it. Tell them that time is short, but it is not too late.
I want to ask you something right now. If you are listening to my voice, what would you do if you knew you could help save the world? Would you pray? Would you forgive? Would you love? Would you believe that your life can be used for something bigger than fear? Would you believe that your faith can change the course of nations? Would you believe that God can use you even if you are young, even if you are tired, even if you feel small? Because I am here telling you that I saw it. I saw what is coming, and I saw that it can be stopped if people choose to come together, if they choose to pray instead of hate, if they choose to forgive instead of fight, if they choose to love instead of fear.
Tell them, Miguel. Tell them, I love them. Tell them, I am with them. Tell them, the darkness is not stronger than the light.
When I heard those words, I felt something inside me break and heal at the same time. Because I realized I was not alone in this. I realized that you are not alone in this. We are part of something bigger. And if we choose love, if we choose prayer, if we choose faith, we can change what is coming. And I promised him right there that I would tell you this message, because this is not just my mission, it is yours too. It is a call to every heart that has ever felt fear, to every person who has ever felt too small, to every soul who has ever wanted to give up. It is your time to rise, to pray, to love, to believe, to be the light that puts. The next thing I knew, I was gasping for air like I'd been drowning for years. I heard people screaming, doctors screaming, machines beeping. I felt a sharp pain in my chest like fire and cold at the same time. And I heard someone say that it was impossible. He had been gone 34 minutes. There was no heartbeat, no brain activity. He must have been dead or brain dead. But I opened my eyes and I was alive. Do you know what it feels like to come back from the dead, to open your eyes and see the same broken ceiling, the same cracked walls, the same noise of the world you left behind, to feel your heartbeat, but have to carry the weight of everything you saw? I wish I could say it was easy. I wish I could say I woke up strong. But the truth is, I woke up in tears because I didn't want to go back to this world of hunger, violence, and fear. I wanted to stay in that peaceful place forever. When I tried to tell them what I saw, they looked at me with fear and confusion. My mother thought I was hallucinating. My father begged me to stop talking like a crazy person. The doctor said it was a near-death experience, a trick of the brain. My friends laughed, said I was making it up to get attention. Even the priest said I needed rest, that God wouldn't talk to someone like me. But deep down, I knew what I saw was real, because every time I closed my eyes, I saw it again and felt it in my bones. Have you ever felt so sure of something that it scared you? Have you ever felt the weight of a truth that no one wants to carry with them? It was me lying in a hospital bed, hearing voices telling me to forget it, but every breath I took reminded me that I had come back for a reason. And then the dreams began, dreams so clear that I felt like I was awake. I saw leaders in meetings. I saw papers being signed. I saw missiles being prepared. I saw people's faces in fear, and I would wake up screaming. I would take down every detail each time, and days later, I would see the same events on the news. I saw a leader about to make a decision that would cause war. I saw the exact words he would say, and the moment he signed, I saw the demons whispering in his ear, and I saw the moment he was about to give his final order. I remember waking up that morning with my heart pounding. I could feel it coming. I felt the fear in the air. I felt the darkness waiting. I didn't know what to do, so I did the only thing I could. I started praying. I started posting everywhere, telling people to pray for God's mercy, to ask God to intervene, to stop what was about to happen. I didn't care if they thought I was crazy. I didn't care if they blocked me or laughed at me. I just knew I had to try. 2 days later, that leader changed his mind. He withdrew his authority. People asked him why, and he said he didn't know. He just felt he needed to wait. They called it a miracle on the news, but I knew it wasn't just a miracle. It was the power of prayer, the power of faith, the power of people who choose to fight the darkness with light. Do you believe that prayer can change the world? Do you believe that your faith can move mountains? I have seen it with my own eyes. I have seen how prayer can silence the whispers of darkness, how love can stop wars before they start, how faith can break the chains of fear. I have seen that what we do here matters more than we think, that our choices, our prayers, our love can rewrite the future. I am still a teenager. I still struggle. I still feel angry when I see injustice, when I see children on the streets begging, when I see families broken, when I see leaders lying. I still cry when I see the news. I still feel small and scared, but now I know what to do with that fear. I turn it into prayer. I turn it into hope. I turn it into light. You can do the same when you see the world falling apart, when you feel helpless, when you feel like your voice doesn't matter. Remember that it matters. Remember that heaven is listening. Remember that God is waiting for us to ask for help, to invite him to heal our country, to end the darkness before it's too late. Because the visions I see are not necessarily meant to happen. The future is not fixed. It can change if we choose to change it, if we choose to pray together, to forgive, to love, to stand together, not as enemies, but as a family under the protection of God. If you are still here listening to my voice, maybe that means you were meant to hear this. Maybe that means you are part of the reason the world can still be saved. Maybe you have felt it too, the heaviness in the air, the fear that something is about to happen, the little voice inside you asking if there is more to it than just surviving each day. I want to tell you that there is more to it than that. There is a reason why you are here. There is a reason why your heart is still beating. There is a reason why you feel the weight of what is happening around us. It is because you are not helpless. You are not too small. You are not too late. You are exactly the person God can use to bring light into this dark world.
Tell them, Miguel. Tell them I see them. I see mothers crying at night. I see fathers who feel like they have failed. I see young people who feel forgotten, who feel hopeless, who feel alone. Tell them I am with them. Even in their fear, even in their doubt, even in their anger, I am with them.
Do you know what it feels like to know you are seen by heaven? To know that your tears are not wasted, your pain is not ignored, to know that every time you choose kindness over hate, every time you forgive when things are hard, every time you love when it hurts, you are pushing back the darkness. I have seen it with my own eyes. I have seen heaven honor the smallest acts of love, the quietest prayers, the hidden faith of those who refuse to give up, even when the world tells them to. I come back to tell you that it is not too late, that the visions I see do not have to happen, that the world does not have to end in fire and ashes, that your prayers, your choices, your faith can change. What is about to happen if you choose to believe? Maybe you think you are not religious enough. Maybe you think you have made too many mistakes. Maybe you think your faith is too weak. I think so too. But he chose me to see this to tell you, because it is not about being perfect, but about being willing, about choosing to love when it is easier to hate, about choosing to forgive, when it is easier to hold grudges, about choosing to pray, when it feels like nothing will change. Because the moment you choose faith, the moment you choose love, you become part of the fight to save this world.
Tell them, Miguel. Tell them that I am calling them back to me, not with fear, but with love. Tell them that I am ready to heal their hearts, their families, their nations. Tell them that if they come together to me, I will stop what is about to happen. I will bring peace where there is fear. I will bring hope where there is despair.
Do you feel that quiet hope rising inside you right now? That little whisper that says, maybe this is true, maybe God is real, maybe he is calling you to be part of something bigger than yourself. Maybe your life is meant to be a light in darkness. I am not here to convince you. I am not here to force you to believe. I am here to invite you to hope. I am here to invite you to pray, to join me and so many others around the world in choosing to believe that God can heal this world, that our prayers matter, that our faith can move mountains. You may be wondering what I can do. I'm just one person. I'm just a student. I'm just a worker. I'm just a mother. I'm just a father. But what if I told you that every great change begins with one person choosing to believe that change is possible? What if I told you that your prayer tonight could be the reason a war ends? What if I told you that your forgiveness could be the reason a family is healed? What if I told you that your love could be the reason another person chooses to live?
Tell them, Miguel. Tell them the time is short, but not over. Tell them the darkness is loud, but not stronger than the light. Tell them the fear is real, but the love is greater. Tell them I love them, and I will never stop loving them.
I want you to remember this when you feel scared, when you watch the news, when you see violence and pain and corruption and feel like there is no hope. Remember that heaven is waiting for us to ask for help. Remember that God does not force us to love him. He is waiting for us to choose him so that he can heal our world. And if you don't know how to start, then close your eyes tonight and say, God, if you are real, if this story touches your heart, if you believe that our world can still change, if you believe that your prayers matter, I invite you to join me. Let us choose love over fear. Let us choose faith over despair. Let us choose to pray for our leaders, for our families, for each other, because it is not too late. This channel is where we come together to share hope against darkness with light. If you want to be a part of this journey, I invite you to subscribe now. Turn on the bell so you know when we share the next message. And if you believe others need to hear this story, share this video. Comment below your prayers for your family, for your country, for the world, so we can pray with you, because your voice matters, your faith matters, your love matters, and together we can change what is to come. Thank you for staying until the end. Remember, you are not alone. Heaven sees you, heaven hears you, and heaven loves you.